everyone. I'm so excited to have you today on my I Love Learning podcast. My season 4 is called The Courage to Create. I'm Dr. Gina Anderson. I'm a learning scientist and educator author, and I am a lifelong believer in the power of human potential. Innovation rarely begins with perfect conditions. More often, it begins with curiosity, learning, and the courage to take the first step. Neuroscience shows that when we embrace new experiences and challenge ourselves to learn, the brain actually forms new neural pathways and strengthens our capacity for creativity. And every small step forward literally reshapes the way our brain really processes information and turns possibility into progress. Success in sports is often measured by wins and statistics and championship, but today's guest, Randy Elam, believes that greatness begins with mindset. I am beyond thrilled to have Randy on my podcast today. He is the founder of BootCamp Mindset, and he equips athletes, parents, and coaches with a military-inspired framework centered on discipline, leadership, and accountability. His approach isn't just about developing better competitors, it's about creating stronger cultures. And he helps us see the importance of resilience and trust in where athletic programs can thrive under pressure. I am so happy, Randy, to have you on my podcast today. Thank you for joining us. Why don't you share and tell the listeners who you are, what you're passionate about, and what you had the courage to actually create?
All right. Like I said, it's Randy Elam. I am a former Marine. I rejoined the military when I was 45. My wife is also a Marine, so we're very motivated in this house. My daughter is in the military. She's going to be an officer here pretty soon.
Wow.
So I was inspired because when I was in high school, to be honest, I didn't have the mindset. I was a good athlete. I had all the talent in the world, and I still took it to a decent level, played college football, but I just didn't have the mindset I needed. So the Marine Corps, they help you with mindset. It's not a choice. It's a demand pretty much. But I just saw the need, that there's a need for everyone to have some of that. And if I can help someone, if I can help families, if I can help kids, if I can help coaches with that mindset, because I know coaches are busy and sometimes they don't have as much time. And if I could take a little bit and help them, that's where BootCamp Mindset came from.
I love that because this wasn't your everyday job. I mean, you work at an organization on safety. And so it's just really interesting. What really inspired you then, since you have a job and you decided to innovate, what problem or experience really inspired you to start your new company?
Well, my younger brother is a coach in the school that I'm from, a small town of about 2,000. And he's the baseball coach. He's also the wrestling coach and the golf coach. But he wanted me to speak to his baseball team. And he told me on a Friday, hey, you should come speak. I know you were a good athlete and you got a military background. What do you think? Come speak for us. And I said, sure, on Friday. And I said, well, let's set this up. Jason, look at that. I didn't know you were going to be.
Jason, he's coming to see you.
That's awesome.
I love it. Thank you for showing up.
He asked me to speak to the baseball team, and then we said that next Wednesday I'll be there. I'll drive to town. This is an opportunity I don't want to miss. And by the time I got there, he said, hey, you're speaking to the whole high school and middle school.
Wow.
So on the fly, I had to just change everything.
Okay.
And it was a little crazy, but I came up with 7 general orders.
Oh, should we look at them? Is that the image?
That is the command triangle. You can pull the command triangle. This is.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's do it.
Well, the command triangle is for a kid, for an athlete to reach its full potential. You have kids at the top, and if you notice, you have a coach, you have his leadership, you have a parent support, and you have the athlete's responsibility. So the coach is going to lead. He's going to challenge. He's going to develop. The parents are going to praise, encourage, and put belief. The kid has to climb up to the top. But sometimes if we get these out of order, where the parent is too much of the coach or they're not in sync with each other, it hurts the kid, and the kid can't reach their full potential. And through the program that I'm creating, still creating it, I got some courses that I'm creating. I'm putting all these together. So everyone has 7 journal orders. I have 7 journal orders for coaches, 7 journal orders for parents, 7 journal orders for athletes. And it's where they can, like you do in boot camp, you kind of suffer together. And in the sense of it's reframing your mind in the morning. 7 journal orders in the military. We have journal orders that just keep us all on the same page. That's something we had to learn in boot camp. And putting this all together, there's all sorts of stuff. There's more than just the 7 journal orders. There's a journal that goes together. It's about 15 minutes, but you're waking up without your phone, and you're speaking these journal orders. I will put the team first as one of them for the athlete, and the parents have some where they're going to address things the right way, but it's saying I'm going to do these. And as a learning a scientist, or I don't know how you'd call it, but when you put those things in your mind, and that's the whole goal of 7 journal orders, you're putting it in their mind at the beginning when there's no more influence. Your brain's going to work on those throughout the day. And that's what you want. So it's 21 days of getting up every day, reading these off out loud, and your brain will do the work. It'll be amazing. There's stuff you're going to write down throughout the day, in the morning, in evening. It's only going to take about 15 minutes, but you're reprogramming your mind instead of having this phone program.
Well, Randy, let's do it. I'm going to give you a sunshine message. This was unplanned, but let's do it. Let's refocus our mind, everyone. Let's just pick one out. We'll just pick one out. I don't know. We'll pick one out. We'll roll it. We'll put it. This is an example of the power of dopamine, right? And the power of telling our minds, if I can unroll it, we'll tell our minds something. So what does it say today? Let's see. This is my little sunshine message for us today. It says, every storm reshapes the sky. So every storm we have reshapes the sky. I love that, because you think about it, we're all going to have storms in our lives, but it shapes how we move forward. And, it's important to have positivity thoughts. I give out "You're a winner" stickers, and I tell people to put it in your mirror. How many people listening today said you're a winner? Did you wake up to? I know you did, Randy Elam. You totally did. You did. So
I have my own general orders.
You have your orders. What do you tell yourself? What's the first thing you tell yourself in the morning?
It's not the first thing I tell myself, but I have my general orders because I'm the CEO of BootCamp Mindset, and I can't tell someone else to do something that I don't do.
Right.
So part of that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to create no matter what. But part of my affirmations at the bottom of that is I'm a creator, I'm a connector, I'm a motivator, I'm a Christ follower. So all those are a part of who I am. So that's part of what I do. So I just when I walk out the door, my mind's already programmed. That's who I am when I go out the door.
Got it. I love that. So my this season, Randy, is all about having the courage to create. When I say that, what does that mean to you?
It does take courage, because I think a ton of people have a ton of ideas. And I hear this all the time, and you've probably heard this too, that, I had that idea, but someone else, did it after me or something like that. But I think the courage to create is, I'm going to put it out there in the universe, and you're going to get some people that love it and some people that don't. So a lot of courage. There's fear to take that first step. And you're like, is people going to like this or not? And so it does, you have the idea and then you throw it out there. And there's been some people that have gone back and forth on it, but you just got the courage to create.
That's right. I love that. If there's a driver, a mechanic, a technician, a teacher, someone listening today that says, well, I'm just whatever, fill in the blank. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to create. What advice would you give them if they see themselves as just fill in the blank, that they can have the courage and be an innovator to create?
Well, one, I don't think you're ever just anything. I mean, you're made with a purpose, and you got ideas in your head that other people need. And I think a phrase that I came up with is, if you don't create, you're not going to help anybody, but you don't know who you're going to help by creating. And a lot of people are on the front lines. If we're in the military, some of your best ideas comes from your troops, because they're seeing the battle and other people are seeing it from this distance. Those people in the front lines, they should be some of the first people to create, because they see the problems that we don't see. So I think that ability to create is for everyone in every situation.
I love that. Look at our people here, Jason. Oh, I love that. I love that Jason's with us today. Does Jason have the courage to create? I guess he can tell us as he's out there. It's so great to have people who care about this topic because it is deeply meaningful. And it's not like an easy path. Like there is a storm. There are obstacles that come up. What has there been any obstacles or anything that have like you faced as you've gone? It's not like a bunch of rainbows everywhere. Like what is it like? Like can you kind of describe that journey and the obstacles you face?
Well, I think some of it is a little bit, it's overwhelming at first. Well, first it's just ideas and you're writing them down. But when you start putting it to paper and you start putting it to courses, there can be some overwhelming because you want to get it out. So how do you get it out is an obstacle. And thanks for putting me on the show. It's one of those that I appreciate. But I think fear is probably the biggest one. I don't think it's fear of failure. It's fear of what other people will think of what you're afraid of what they're going to think, which really doesn't matter. If you hold to that fear, you're not going to create. But most, you got to pass through that. So fear is probably the biggest one. Are people going to listen? Are kids going to listen? I'm going to be 50 this year. Feel like it, right? Still work out and all that fun stuff. But, you're like, oh, you're too old. There's all these thoughts that come in. But my 7 general orders is geared for myself to not let that happen.
No, I love that.
But no matter what, you're going to stay disciplined to go forward. So
you're so incredible. I love that you're on my show. You're just so inspirational. You always have been. I have this thing. So, talk about obstacles. So when I started Luma, I had somebody tell me, Gina, you have this like furry mascot, like this mascot, and you're dealing with a bunch of men. Like, no, people are gonna like not take you seriously. And I'm like, look, this is my nugget of hope, love, and learning. And I'm like, I don't know. When you scan and you get hope, isn't that what learning's about? It's about changing your life. And so why is it every sports team has a mascot? Why can't I have a mascot? Right, Randy? Like,
right.
So look, people can, and now it's like, look, other companies are getting inspired. This is Ari Garrison. This is Nugget's friend. This is Terry Turtle. Terry and look, I mean, the thing is, we want to be connected. We want to have hope. We want to help each other. You can't be fearful. If you believe in something, and I believe in changing lives and giving hope and love and learning to people, don't let anyone tell you no.
Right.
And you shouldn't either, because look, what you're doing is you're changing lives. Jason thinks that fear and imposter syndrome are hindrances. They are. They hold us back. It's that rumination that you can constantly have that holds you back. And I think that a lot of people definitely not only face that, but they let it hold them back. What do you think, Randy? Have you learned something new that's helped you build confidence or resilience against this fear? What do you think?
I learned you got to attack it every day. That's again, that's why I have my own set of general orders. Because
you got to give me these orders. You got to mail them to me. I need these orders.
I'll set them up.
All right, you set me up with the orders.
And I think it could be. I see the possibilities of helping people, because if you don't address that stuff every day, I think it can weigh on you, and then you don't have any wins. Then you're just like, oh, this is terrible. I can't do this. But every day I address it. Every time those fears come, I've already addressed it in the morning. And I think it's so key to address those things in the morning. That way, once I speak my general orders out loud, I'm in my room, I'm speaking my general orders out loud. And there's a confidence that comes with that.
Yeah.
And I can walk out of the room, and no matter what I woke up with, it's usually gone, which helps me a ton. So I want to do that for athletes and coaches and parents as well. And anyone else in the future, I see this whole concept being bigger than just athletes and coaches.
I agree. Last week I had Deshaun Brown. Did you watch last week? He wanted me to ask you this. He was like, "Can you ask Randy what is one discipline leaders should build today that they won't or don't regret the outcome later?" That's a
Well,
good question.
there's so much there's so much to that. But I really think you got to build yourself,
Mm.
because we're gonna, as creators, we're giving ourselves out there. We're putting ourselves out there on the line, and it takes a lot out of you. So if you don't build yourself, you're not going to last long. So as a leader,
Right.
if
Mm.
you build yourself today, you'll have the strength for tomorrow.
Mm. Oh, I'm gonna quote that. That's gonna be a short. We
There
gotta
you
we
go.
gotta cut that one. That's a good quote because really, honestly, every day you have to come up with those orders. You have to tell yourself these messages, these positive messages that can carry you through. What do you think is one small action listeners can take to become more creative or innovative if they don't feel that in their heart?
Well, I think when they have an idea, write it down. That's what I do.
Mm.
Uh,
Oh, mhm.
I have a drive to work every morning, and I'm listening to something that's encouraging or inspiring or
Mm.
getting me to
Mm.
think.
Mhm.
And, and I write stuff down, and then I meditate on it, think about it, write more stuff down. You'd be amazed that once the brain is amazing, as you know.
Yes, I love the brain. Let's go.
I think it's when you put stuff in there, stuff is going to come out. So if you have an idea, you write it
Uh-huh.
down, and
Mhm.
then, I mean, even with AI today, you can talk back and forth about an idea and then come up with more stuff, and you don't even
Mm.
have to have someone else. But chatting with other people, hey, I had this idea, what do you think? But sometimes people are negative, so that's not always
Mm.
the best. AI is not
Right.
usually negative, so it helps in
Mm.
that aspect.
Right.
Just write it down and see where it goes.
I love that. What we'll
So
write I think we need to write it down. Sometimes I think we forget cuz our memory our attention span
oh
is short. So if you have an idea, write it down. What do you think? Next week I have Kyle Green coming on my show. He's a mentality changer, Randy, and he is speaking to the next generation as well. You guys have a lot of synergy together. I already know it. What should we ask him? He's Mr. Mentality Changer. What do you think we should ask him?
mentality changer. Well, if he
Yeah.
speaks to kids, and I don't know how old he was when he started, but what did he, as my friend said, imposter syndrome,
Hmm.
what how did he overcome that? Because I think it comes to everybody,
Mm,
depending on where they're at. And sometimes kids aren't the best at listening, and he's in that
mm.
same field, it sounds like. So
That's a
uh,
good question.
how did he overcome just that fear of them not listening and him being maybe an imposter or whatever, that syndrome that Mr. Moore talked about there?
I love that. If there's someone listening that has this like heavy imposter syndrome facing them today and they feel like they don't have the confidence to go on or the courage to go on to be creative. I started this podcast. This is my fourth season, and it just so happens this is the perfect season for you because
For
you
sure.
were an innovator and a creator. And I don't know. There's people struggling. What advice would you have to that person who's listening quietly, thinking, I just don't have the courage to go on? What would you recommend to them?
Well, there's a lot of things that you can listen to that help you with this. There's a lot of free stuff on the internet. I think the Ed Milet show has a lot of stuff on it. I think the School of Greatness podcast, some good stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff to listen to. But really, if you're sitting here before me, you do have something to give, and you need to give it,
Mm,
because you can help. Like you can't. We're not going to be around the same people. Gina's not around the same people I am. Um,
nope.
so we have different people to help, and that
Mm,
person has the ability to help someone else. And
mhm,
and that fear is holding them back, but you never know what it's going to do. You're missing out on helping people, a blessing, and just realizing that your worth, helping others is where I think you get some of the best. Your worth the most is just you
mm,
see people being helped and changed and
mhm.
transformed.
That's so beautiful. What your work and you're doing is so beautiful. It's so impactful, changing lives and using, these methods to help people move them forward. And I thank you for that work and what you're doing. Where can people learn more about that triangle? I'll bring it back up. We can look at it. Where should people learn more about what you're doing, and talk a little bit about your company and where they can find information. And then you can leave us today with some lasting advice to put in our pocket.
There you go. Well, bootcampmindset.com, we're working on that, so it's not up and running. I'm working on courses. So my YouTube channel, BootCamp Mindset, if you go there, you can get a lot of stuff that we've already put together. And we're putting free stuff out, and some of our courses I'm really excited about, and we'll have that available. I was working on some of that today. And then if you just want to email me, it's randy@bootcampmindset.com, and I would get back to you. And if you want more information, a school that needs this, feel free to email me, and we'd love to get out there and help some kids and some parents and some coaches.
I love that.
And the last thing, don't be afraid to create. You have something to offer. Just go do it.
I love that. Go do it. Get up and do it. We appreciate you all. Randy, thank you so much for all you do. The time with you always goes so fast. Until next time, be safe, be kind, and as Randy said, go do it.